FinTech as a service is transforming the financial landscape, disrupting the way that financial institutions, banks, deliver products and services to their end customers. Hi, my name is Andy Cease, Director of Product Marketing from Entrust, and I'm joined today by Nilanshuk from Backbase. We're here at the Singapore FinTech Festival, joining you on day one from the show floor. Welcome, Nilanshuk. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you, Andy. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. Could you please just take a minute and introduce yourself?
Sure. So my name is Nilanshuk, and I'm responsible for partnerships at Backbase in the Asian region. By partnerships, we mean working with consulting companies and technology companies such as Entrust to help our common customers. So I've been doing that for just over 2 years now, and very excited to be here with Entrust.
Absolutely. And I mean, Backbase is just, feels like you guys have been showing up more places, more prominently, really being that immense support element, right? That enhancement to some traditional financial institutions as well as fintechs. What do you see as some of the big value that you're delivering through to these financial institutions over the last couple of years?
So at Backbase, we are all about engagement banking. And what we do is help banks engage with their customers, whether it's an individual customer or a business customer, in a relevant, meaningful, and topical manner, such that banks are able to onboard new customers, serve them on a day-to-day basis, and keep them for the long term, which is known as customer loyalty. And how we do it is through the Backbase engagement banking platform, which helps banks to engage digitally with their customers, cross-sell, upsell products. And the best thing about Backbase is we can connect to any system at the back end and also to any other peripheral fintech system, such as solutions from our partners like Entrust. And that's how we are helping customers together.
Yeah, it feels like that integration ecosystem is becoming more complex by the day. It's really, right, one of the biggest challenges that I think banks are facing is just managing, keeping up, maintaining this integration ecosystem. And so when we look at how we're improving the payments experience, the payments enablement experience, what do you see Backbase and Entrust kind of delivering through to our end customers when it comes specifically to that payment vehicle, whether it's a digital or physical payment card?
So we are collaborating with Entrust in a couple of ways. I mean, there's more to come, but there are two use cases that come to mind immediately. The first one is what we call adding card to wallet. So imagine as a customer, you have a Google or an Apple wallet. How do you add a new card or an existing card easily in a secure way? And by doing so, enable your bank to do the same thing in a low-cost manner. So that's what we call adding card to wallet. And typically, if a bank were to do it themselves, it would take at least 6 months, if not 1 year. By working with Backbase and Entrust, a bank is able to do it in less than 2 months. The second use case is viewing your card details and PIN. So imagine you want to shop, and while shopping online, you want to view your card details, including the PIN, inside your mobile app. And Backbase and Entrust are coming together to enable that for customers. So these are the two use cases that we are starting with, and there are more to come over the next few quarters.
Our next question here, in what ways does Backbase customize its solution to cater to the unique needs and goals of different banks, considering variations in size, target market, technological maturity? I mean, we're here in Singapore, right, having conversations with the entire region. I think there's a diverse set of maturity levels, population sizes, technical readiness. How is Backbase really meeting those customers where they are and helping them take that next best step?
So there's no one size fits all, obviously, and even in this region, in the ASEAN region, you would find relatively more advanced markets like Singapore, and then there are a lot of promising large developing markets. What Backbase allows banks to do is the concept of adopt and build. So there are out-of-the-box features from Backbase that you can adopt as a bank, but there's a whole lot more that you can build on top of Backbase. And that's where elements of customization, localization, and all of the good things come in. Because every market, customers expect features, functionalities that are relevant in that particular market. They want even the front end to look and feel something that is similar to what they're used to and something they can use. So Backbase allows customization, not just what you see on the glass, what you can touch and feel on the glass, which is the experience layer, but also the underneath orchestration layer, which drives what you see on the front end. So there's a high degree of customization that Backbase is helping banks to do. And the partnership with Entrust is just one aspect of that, because you are offering more choice to customers, all done in a very, very secure way, and in a way that it meets the needs of a specific market and the regulations in that particular market.
And that, I think that, like you said, meeting them where they are, equipping them to take that next step, reach the next phase of digital transformation. So important for them to ultimately realize that end goal of a seamless banking experience. When you look out over FinTech as a service, kind of over the horizon, how do you see FinTech as a service furthering, even to a greater degree, how you all are supporting financial institutions over the next 3 to 5 years, kind of that medium to long term?
If you look at customer expectations, Andy, we as customers have come to expect from our banks what we see in other advanced technology platforms like social media apps, for example. As a result of that, banks are increasingly finding that there is no one provider or even a couple of providers who can give them everything that they need, even for one single use case. And that's where FinTech as a service becomes important, because FinTech as a service at its heart is nothing but having a bunch of different features, functionalities, and capabilities handed on a platter to a customer in one single package, so that there's ease of transacting and ease of operating. So in our case, Backbase offers Entrust as part of what we take to customers, what we take to our customers, which is banks, and therefore what banks take to their customers, which are individuals or businesses. So ease of transacting, ease of dealing with one or a few entities rather than a plethora of different entities. That's the advantage of FinTech as a service. And as we go to more and more markets together, I'm sure we are going to see the advantages of it being more apparent.
So when we're looking at the Entrust relationship, you mentioned the some of the feature set that we're starting to roll out to customers. What do you see in terms of the most popular, especially when we're looking at Asia Pacific region? What are some of those key features? Right, there's as you mentioned, there's a few different options that a bank could leverage through Backbase. When it comes to payment enablement, what's the popular one at the moment?
One of the things that banks keep talking about a lot is the concept of super app. So they want a prominent place in the screen real estate of customers. And are they all on the home screen today? Maybe, maybe not. So what we get asked a lot is, how can Backbase help banks become super apps? And that concept is now getting extended from the retail or consumer banking space to the SME banking space. So that's something that's quite topical. We hear about that a lot. We also hear about banks coming to Backbase when they're looking to digitalize an area of their business which is relatively less digitalized. Sure. SME banking, for example, certain kinds of SME lending, another example. And these are areas where I expect to see a lot of action in the coming weeks and months.
And when we look at how we evolve the relationship, we've talked a bit about the technical maturation of what we're bringing to market. When you look at a geographic targeting, you mentioned that Singapore, a more mature country from a digital standpoint, other opportunities geographically where whether it's big country, lots of population, chain of islands, the ability to embed these experiences into the palm of the hands of consumers, right? Relieve them from having to physically present themselves to do traditional banking transactions is hugely important. Do you see specific areas of opportunity that excite you the most in the Asia Pacific region?
There are lots of countries which fit that bucket. I think all of them are important for different reasons. Currently at Backbase, we have clients in Australia, India, Philippines, Vietnam. And we do expect to win new clients in other markets like Thailand or Malaysia in the next 3 to 6 months. And each and every market is different, each and every country is different. The level of mobile penetration, the level of internet penetration, the level of underbanked or overbanked nature of a market, they're all very different. And the set of countries that I talked to you about, they are all very different.
Yeah.
So where we have customers today is purely by coincidence, not by design. But what's going to happen by design is that we are going to go much deeper and much broader. So expect to see a lot more of Backbase across the region.
Can't wait. That's fantastic. Anything else you'd like to share with the audience before we take off?
I would say that fintech as a service is a concept that's really taking off, and as banks look to deal with fewer number of partners, we can come together just like Backbase and Entrust have come together and make life easier, not just for banks but for their customers as well. And looking forward to working with Entrust on that.
Yeah, same. I think, as you mentioned, underbanked is an area of opportunity where so many more people have cell phones than bank accounts. And so how can we bridge that gap and enable some of these folks to gain access to a more formal banking relationship and do so in a very equitable way, right? That is easier to consume, safer to consume. And we're really proud to partner with Backbase to support, right, these financial institutions that are really improving their community on a daily basis. So thank you, Nilanshuk, for joining us today. Thank you for viewing, and we look forward to connecting with you in the near future.